Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Game. So last time we were here, I realized that the video wasn't all that great, and I tried to improve on that this time. And I'm not even gonna bother advertising the last one. It's on the channel, but I'm not gonna bother going to the forums. Last time I showed you this area of the map. This is the beginning of the forest. Skeleton events here, the axe to cut through the logs, the snakes, the flint for the fire. And then I said we were going to move on to the next part of the forest. I actually said that next time we did this video, I would have the forest done. I kind of lied. I bit off a little bit more than I could chew, I guess. But I've tried to really make the game fun, and I've learned a lot about the coding process. So we have a couple new events now. So first off, we have this one, which is basically just a text event. The second party member that's with you, Graves, will tell you about these flowers here. And basically, if these flowers here are surrounded by dead trees, that means this flower is actually a healing flower that will heal you. The idea is that this flower saps the nutrients from everything around it, and then you can use that flower to heal you. But it's a one-time use, so once you use it, it's gone. The snake events are still here. These little logs here are small snakes too, that if you just want to grind quick, easy experience, you can use them to do it. I have another fire here, which is blocked off by a couple more logs, so if you want to get to this fire, you have to go through some more snakes. These two areas are blocked off by stones, which, as you can see, are events. Events, you will need another item, just like the axe, to break through these stones. So we'll move on to this next zone. This next zone is actually kind of two zones in one because it's blocked off by the tree section here, and it's also blocked off on this side by these two trees. So you have to pick one side or the other, and to get to this side, you have to go through two different. On this side, you have the what I call the elf event. This elf event is very important because it provides the first real tidbit of lore. It will introduce you to this character who you won't know by name yet, but it will also start the elf event, which is a variable that is connected to all the other events. Without going through this event, the other events cannot take place. The other text events cannot take place. I do need to make sure that this event is something that you pick up by force. Otherwise, you will not. It'll mess up some other events, which I'll do. I'll show you where I'll do that later on. Um, Here I have another event, another speaking event, which introduces these flowers, and basically these purple flowers here are toxic flowers. If you touch them, you will take damage. We have another. We have these two red flowers here, just like on the previous page. The difference is that these ones are surrounded by living plants. If touching these will actually start a fight with the monster killer plant. Yeah, there is obviously the disadvantage is that you're in a fight with the monster killer plant, but there's advantage to that in that the killer plants right here have a 1 in 5 chance of dropping a stimulant and a 1 in 10 chance of dropping a potion. So you have a pretty good odd of dropping an item that will res you and an item that will heal you. And they give pretty good golden experience on top of that. They also don't do a whole lot. They have a sleep breath, which is kind of annoying. But aside from that, these guys are pretty simple to take down. It's just basically a luck of the draw to try to get this. And basically measure your stats and decide if your health pool is worth it. So up here we have a cave, and in this cave we have another set of events. This is my first real programming achievement, and that when this is running, when you're playing this, this will actually be a torture. You can't see it though because it's not running. By clicking the torch, this flame will disappear, which is the wrong color flame. This flame will disappear and it will start you a fight. It'll start a fight, and in that fight, you will fight the first living flame. And this living flame is unique to the story. It's meant to be fought. And what it will do is it will give you this item called Living Flame, which will give you stat parameters. Flame, and it will basically give you bonus stats. It gives you a bonus attack, bonus magic, bonus luck, a little bit of bonus health, and a little bit of bonus mana. And it also gives you the skill Fire Weapon and the skill type Magic, so you can actually use. I actually need to check this though, because I think category. special. I want it to be a magic. And then after if you win that fight, this will obviously disappear, and you'll be able to pick up the pickaxe. And the pickaxe will allow you to get stone rocks that'll heal and heal. Some of these will drop flint when you break them. Some of them won't. These ones particularly will drop flint, which will reward, which is kind of a incentive. I'm hoping that you're gonna go through here, break this, and realize that gives you flint, and then try to break this one. I actually need to change rocks. That way you have an idea that it is in fact the gray rocks break. And hopefully you realize that by the gray rocks being what are being the things that are blocking you off here. Break these rocks. If not, I might put a chat event that you know, broken, and that will hopefully give you incentive to come around and come through here if you didn't come through here the first time, and then maybe talk to the elf. And the wolves don't do anything; they'll just kind of they're the whole companions, and if you talk to them, they growl at you. That's all they really do. And from there we have not that one, not that one. Where? That one. This is the next major area. This is the connection to this area through here. Okay, if you try to go through this area here, you'll be stopped. I'll show you that in just a minute, but we're going to go close. This one has a couple different events. It's got another plant attack. This one does have a plant heal, though. And then it also has the same torch events across the areas of the map. And by doing them, and it's basically a bump event. You do this one first. I did not want to do this. By basically a bump of it, you'll activate this one, it'll remove this file, and it will start combat. And this one won't drop Living Flame, it's a different setup. And then you run over here, and you'll get this one, same thing, it'll same file, which will give you access to this one, which will actually remove this one, which will give you access to the chest. And the chest has one of my special items in it, which is Ironwood Box Shield, which is just a special shield that you can equip to your two starting characters. And we have another log that you can cut here, and then you have this chest here after you cut through the log, which is a sword that can be equipped by either character. I recommend you give it to Matthias, but that's up to you. This event can actually be deleted. It was used to test this event. Basically, but if you've talked to the elf here, it will activate it so that when you walk here, this elf will stop you. She'll come up and talk to you again and tell you more about this area, this temple, why you're doing what you're doing, and she'll give you the mission to actually go into the temple and find an artifact, while she goes and clears out the spiders here. Now with this map, you're going to come in here, and if you found the artifact, or if you talked to her in the previous event, number 4, then she will be here. If you haven't talked to her in this event yet, then she will not be here, and you'll be stopped here by this big group of spiders. Now, when she is here, if you have the artifact, she'll join your party, and you'll be able to move on. If you do not have the artifact, she'll tell you that she hasn't finished clearing the spiders yet, and to come back, and will actually teleport you back to this map up here. So that's just a block to help steal the event. Now from here, I'm going to add another event down here with this dragon statue that will be based on a chance of finding something in the temple here. And the temple, so far I have 3 floors done. You have the temple entrance, which is nothing really special right now. You just come in and there's 2 ways in. And I'm going to add, I think, teleporters here, which will take you to 2 different parts. And the idea is that you're going to be getting 2 crystals that will be placed in either of these statues right here. And then that will give you access to the artifact in another area of the temple. You take the artifact to the elf. This second area is just a pass-through area which separates onto the side. You have a chest which will give you a headpiece, which will be the second bandana you have. Basically, it's just a well round out your character. You have a switch here which will open this door, but when this door opens, this one closes. And there will be an event on this floor. This floor I'm going to use these pentagrams. Access hexagrams with And with them, I'm going to create a movement puzzle here. Now this is a randomly generated map that I'm going to now then modify. And some of these paths will still be here, some of them will be marked off. But the idea is you're going to be moving around using the hexagram, and it will teleport you to different rooms on the map. And depending on, and it's going to be a movement puzzle where you try to find the right order step on the hexagram. And one of them will lead you to probably this chamber here on the bottom. And in this chamber here, there will be a hole that you can fall through. And falling through the hole will take you back to this one. It'll take you into here. But because unlocking this to get there will lock this, you cannot go back if you have not picked up the item from that area, the crystal from this area, which will be probably on the other end over here. If you haven't successfully grabbed the crystal yet, you actually have to go through and do the next puzzle, which I have not made this room yet. This will be moving on, but there will be another type of puzzle that you'll be forced to complete before you'll even be able to come back and try the movement puzzle again. And then that one will probably also have the same kind of failure room that will lead you back to here. But because it'll probably because this door will be unlocked, the only way you'll be able to get in is actually to come all the way over here and unlock it and then come all the way back again. So it'll be a very nice crash course into the puzzle. I'll try not to make it too tedious because obviously if you fail it multiple times it'll be very frustrating. But that will eventually give you the 2 crystals that will lead you back to the main entrance, which you'll put in either of these statues. And I think what's going to happen is I'm going to have something rise out of here, and that will either take you to another room with a mini boss, or maybe even a main boss. I don't kind of want the main boss because I want the whole ending of the forest to be the main boss. It'll probably be a mini boss. With that, you'll receive the artifact. I call it a tool, and the chat sequences. I don't know what I'm gonna make it be yet. It'll probably be a weapon. It might actually be a spell. I think I might have a spell that you give to your main character, and it will do bonus damage to the upcoming boss. That the whole idea is you're trying to get this artifact that stops this boss who is corrupting the forest and bringing the dead back to life. The skeletons in the first section of the first example of the dead coming back to life. Then you're going to run into a lot of ghosts, spirits here, and then as you move into this area, as you can see, the land is dying off, it's barren, and it's actually becoming polluted. And then the next map will be filled with a lot of this polluted material. This stuff is actually poisonous. It will damage your characters if you step on it. There is actually, as you see, only one safe path, which will lead you to a spider that you have to fight by force. Because, I don't know, I just didn't want the spiders here, and then they're all automatically gone. And the spider, again, will be another sort of mini-boss who will probably drop a generic item. And then from here, there'll probably be at least one more map, and then that will finally take you to the boss fight, and after the boss fight, you'll return to the overworld where you can finally go into the city. The city is not active, and it won't be active until after the boss has been engaged in the field. And then I showed you the city last time. Everything will be in, and there will be a couple of events here. This will be an event down here, and there will be talk to you. And finally, the first shop which you'll be able to buy and sell at. I know I've really tried to limit your inventory at this point with like how many potions you have based on basically what you had a chance to get dropping and what you found. I did it on purpose to make the game kind of difficult. The good news is that Graves, I finally decided on his class is going to be a paladin, and as a paladin, I have given him the ability to heal at level. Well, he already has the ability to heal at level 2. This is the default paladin. I will go through and start changing these to fit what I want. Same with, I made the new class Mercenary, which, as you can see, is just bare bones. But, I will be adding to this as well. I think the main character of the game, which is Matthias, will actually have the option to class change to a more advanced version of it. Instead of the Mercenary, you'll be like an advanced version. It's kind of like the Lord system from Fire Emblem, where you'll get a chance to probably reduce, because you'll see right now I kind of give you the ability to use every weapon as a mercenary. Well, not every weapon, but every melee weapon as the mercenary. And I think what's going to happen is you're going to be reduced in what you can use. One of the options will only let you use the katana and the spear, and another one will let you use the hammer, the axes, and the last one will only let you use the sword. And that's why I'm going with that particular one. I haven't focused a lot on the enemies, the characters, the spells, or anything like that right now, because I'm really focused on the map design and the events. Because the harder thing to code, I've jumped into the spells. I've actually created my first two spells, Thunder Punch and Thunder Forge. Thunder Punch is an ability that's given to you by uh, the the quest event. After you've talked to her, upon exiting, you talk to Graves and learn a little bit about your past, and he will unlock one of his hidden spells, which is called Thunder Punch. And that has the ability to give you the status Thunder Forge. And what Thunder Forge does, Thunder Forge uh, gives you the element rate of thunder, which I actually need to. It's supposed to actually let me see this right now. It gives you the elemental rate of thunder, and it would increase the thunder damage you take. It adds a magic skill type to your stats. It gives you the skill Thunder Forged, and it seals the ability to attack. I might actually go through and add every spell in the here, so the only spell you can cast is Thunder Forged, but I haven't decided yet. But it will seal the attack ability and give you Thunder Forged. What that will do is that when you attack an enemy, they get Thunder Forged. So basically, they should hopefully be locked on to only be able to cast Thunder Forged. Thunder Forged does Forged basically attacks all your allies and deals damage to them. So instead, they're basically forcing the enemy to attack themselves and do damage to themselves back on a chance on cast. I haven't got a chance to test it to see if it works because obviously there's RNG factor into actually proccing Thunderforge. What I'll probably do is go in and change the stat rate to 100%, and then try it out then, and then see just make sure that it all works. That is it so far. So next time, hopefully, we will have a finished temple and hopefully a fully finished forest, and we'll be moving on to the city. As you can see, I'm trying to put really good detail into all the maps and give us stuff that looks really good and really expansive. There's not a lot of overworld right now, and I want to keep it that way. This is currently the overworld, but though this will actually lead to a bigger overworld map after the city event. I just wanted to kind of keep you focused for right now, but eventually you're going to actually have the ability to spread out and visit different cities. Have the option of visiting different cities all at the same time, so you actually get to make the choices. And I think those choices will affect the flow and story of the gameplay. You might actually get to a point where you get to pick one of three cities, and depending on which city you go to, you're going to get a different story event because the other two cities are not going to be locked off, and each city will have its own story event. Alright, so guys, so thanks for watching. I hope this one was way better than the last one, and I look forward to really getting into this game more with you. Thanks, and see you guys next time.